Dear students, let us continue the valence bond theory. Next point of this chapter is electroneutrality principle, multiple bonding, or which is also called as back bonding, and we are going to start new chapter, assumptions of crystal theory. So let us see what is meant by electroneutrality principle. Before that, we must know what is formal charge. The charge developed on the metal and the ligand due to the shift of the electron pair is called as formal charge. Let us discuss with the help of example. Consider this complex FeH2O6 3 hexaco iron complex. We know that water molecules are neutral molecules, no charge. This 3 plus charge on square bracket is from iron. Okay. Now when water molecule donates 6 electron pairs to iron, at that time electrons are donated to iron. That means there is creation of -6 charge on Fe, and originally Fe carries +3. Therefore, from this -6 +3 is subtracted, and hence the formal charge on iron is -3. Again, consider another example, hexacyano iron complex on which there is 4 minus charge. Now see, there are 6 cyanide ions. That means this is -6 charge. Here on square bracket there is 4 minus. That means on Fe there is +2 charge. So +2 -6, it becomes -4. But when 6 cyanide ion donates electron pairs to iron, at that time on Fe there is formation of -6 charge. So from this -6, +2 charge on Fe is subtracted, and there is formation of formal charge, that is -4. -6 +2, it becomes -4. Hence, formal charge on central metal atom is calculated by subtracting the original charge on the metal from the total number of electron pairs shared. That means it carries negative charge between the metal and the ligands. See, this we have already discussed, FeH2O6 3+. In this, original charge on Fe is +3, while 6 electron pairs are shared by H2O, that is -6 charge. Hence, total formed charge on Fe is +3 -6, it is -3. Okay, but as there is a formation of minus charge on metal atom, that means the complex becomes unstable. This is called as unsuitable or unstable situation. But according to scientist Pauling suggested that such situation would not arise, but during complex formation, metal achieves a neutral condition, and this rule is known as electroneutrality principle. Let us see statement of this principle. Electrons are distributed in a molecule in such way as to make the residual charge on each atom 0 or very nearly 0. So, this unavailable or unstable situation is not arise in complex. There is no creation of negative charge. But Pauling suggests that there is formation of neutral condition from that atom. So the most electropositive metal acquires partial positive charge, and the most electronegative atoms acquire partial negative charge. The charges on the atoms can be decreased, so we have to decrease that charge. We have to convert it into neutral condition so that it becomes stable. So the charges on the atom can be decreased by first a change in the polarity, second is a change in the amount of ionic character bond. We are going to discuss this in detail in next slides. And third one is a change in the amount of multiple bond character of a bond. So these are the factors. So due to which the charges on the atom is decreased, it achieves neutral condition and hence it becomes stable. Let us see example number 1. This is the structure of FeH2O6 3+. In this case, all Fe bonds are 100% ionic. Okay, first case we are discussing FeH2O6 3+. All FeO bonds, iron oxygen bonds are 100% ionic. Then what happened? The +3 charge on Fe remains as it is. Simply there is electrostatic attraction between iron and oxygen. Here electrons are not shared and electrons of ligand remain with oxygen atoms only. Followed? So on Fe there is +3 charge when the bonds between iron and oxygen are 100% ionic. Now see second case. This is very interesting. If all iron-oxygen bonds are 100% covalent. Covalent bond means we know that there is sharing of electron. So that is equal sharing of electrons both iron and oxygen atoms. Okay, there is equal sharing of electron between iron and oxygen. And then what happened? The formal charge on iron is -6 +3, that means it is -3. We have already discussed in the start of this chapter. What happened? Oxygen from H2O molecule donate 6 electron to iron and therefore there is creation of -6 charge. But +3 charge is the original charge on iron and hence there is -3 charge on iron. When oxygen atom donates an electron pair, at that time it gets +1 formal charge. And we already discussed this. Fe atom gets -1 formal charge. This is the case. That means in this case, what happened? When there is 100% covalent bonding on Fe, there is -3 charge. Now see example third. That means same molecule. If iron oxygen bonds are 50% ionic, 50% covalent, okay, at that time each oxygen atom get +½ formal charge. Okay, in last case we have discussed on oxygen atom there is +1 charge. Now as it is a 50%, it get +½ charge, while iron gets instead of -1 charge it also get -½ formal charge. Hence iron shares 6 electron pairs. Okay, therefore 6 into -½ it becomes -3. And on iron there is original +3 charge and therefore +3 -3 it becomes 0. So residual charge on iron is 0. Similarly, see this calculation. Oxygen 6 into +½. There are 6 oxygen atoms. Now they get +½ charge. Therefore +3 is the charge on this oxygen atom. This we have calculated. 6 into -½. There is -3 charge on iron. Therefore +3 -3 it becomes 0. So in this way iron gets neutral condition and the complex becomes stable. Let us discuss next point of this chapter, that is multiple bonding, which is also called as back bonding. In the start of this chapter we have discussed VBT assumptions of valence bond theory. In that there is one assumption which is very important. Each ligand must contain at least one lone pair of electrons for donation to metal atom. There is an overlap of filled ligand orbital with empty orbital of metal ion, and at that time ligand donates electron pair to central metal ion or atom, and then there is formation of covalent bond or coordinate bond. That means for this purpose ligand must contain at least one lone pair of electrons. But there are some ligands, carbonyl, RNC, PX, XR halogens, PR3, ASR3, SR2. These are poor electron pair donors. Okay, when ligand donates strongly the electron pair to metal ion, there is formation of strong coordinate bond, strong coordinate covalent bond. But these are the ligands which are poor electron pair donors. Still it is observed that these forms many stable metallic complexes. How this is possible? So according to Pauling, transition metal forms multiple bonds with these accepting groups with above ligands. So how it is possible? That is, in addition to sigma bond which is sigma bond, ligand donates electron pair to metal orbital, that is a sigma bond. In addition to this sigma bond, a pi bond is formed between metal and ligand. So metal donates electrons to ligand to form pi bond. So there is formation of pi bond, and this is called as multiple bonding to or it is also called as back bonding. This bonding increases strength of sigma bond. Got it? So along with the sigma bond, how it is formed? Ligand donates electron pair to metal. But in this case, what happened? Metal donates electron to empty orbital of ligand, and at that time there is formation of a pi bond, due to which the strength of the bond is increases. Now there are two types of pi bonding. First one is d pi p pi bonding. Here what happened? Donation of electron is from metal d orbitals. Which are that d orbitals? dxy, dyz, dxz to empty p orbitals of the ligands. So in case of this bond, what happened? Filled metal d orbitals overlap with empty p orbital of the ligand, and therefore this bond is called as d pi p pi bond. Example: nitrogen in NO2 minus, carbon in carbonyl, carbon in cyanide. Let us discuss this example: d pi p pi bonding in tetracarbonyl nickel. Here this is the metal atom, that means nickel. Okay, this is the carbonyl. So carbonyl have p orbital in this way. Which are empty? These are empty. This p orbital is empty. This is regular formation of a sigma bond. That means carbonyl is acts as a ligand. Carbonyl's filled orbital overlaps with empty orbital of metal. There is formation of sigma bond. Along with this bond, what happened? Metals filled d orbital. This is d orbital. D orbital of these metal overlaps with empty orbital of carbon. This is p orbital. P orbital of carbon, empty, overlaps with filled d orbitals of metal, that means nickel, and in this way there is formation of these pi bond. Agreed? This is formation of d pi p pi bond, and this is the structure. So nickel forms double bond with carbon. Got it? So this is a sigma bond and this is pi bond. In this way, along with this sigma bond, there is formation of pi bond, and hence it increases the strength of the bond and the complex becomes more and more stable. This is second one, d pi bonding. In case of this, what happened? There is overlap of filled d orbital of metal with empty d orbital of ligand. Here which orbital is used from ligand? D orbital, which is empty. D orbital of ligand. So there is donation of electron from metal filled d orbital to empty d orbital of the ligand. So see, this is metal. These d orbitals are filled. This is ligand px3. X means halogen. So phosphorus. So these d orbitals are empty and there is overlap. Filled d orbital of metal overlaps with empty d orbital of phosphorus and there is formation of pi bond. So original bond is present in between px3 and metal. That means sigma bond is present. How it is formed? A filled orbital of phosphorus overlap with empty orbital of metal. There is formation of sigma bond. Along with this sigma bond, metals filled d orbital overlap with empty d orbital of phosphorus. There is formation of pi bond, which increases the strength of the bond. Then see last point of this chapter, and that is limitations of VBT. First limitation is that this VBT theory gives qualitative explanation. What are that? Structure, whether it is tetrahedral, octahedral, bonding and magnetic properties of complexes. But it fails to give quantitative explanation of these properties. Okay. So quantitative explanation is not given by valence bond theory. This is the first limitation. Second one, it cannot explain spectra of complexes. Okay, there are many types of complexes shown by many types of spectra shown by complexes, but they are not explained by valence bond theory. It also not explain why certain complexes are more labile than others. In one of the lecture we have discussed there are two types of complexes, labile and inert complexes. Labile means there is exchange of ligands, but it is not explained by this theory. Next one, according to VBT, all d orbitals are of equal energy and not consider the splitting of these d orbitals. There are 5 types of d orbital: dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. Pauling's considered that the energy of these 5d orbital is same. They are of equal energy. Okay, they are splitting. That means their different energy is not considered for this theory by Pauling. This is very important limitation and this is explained in detail in next chapter, that is crystal field theory. Next point is VBT does not explain why water and halide ions are form high spin complexes. That means water and halide ions, they are considered as weak ligands by valence bond theory and therefore they form high spin complexes. Why this is so? This is not explained properly by Pauling. While cyanide form low spin complexes. Cyanide is acts as strong ligand and therefore low spin complexes are formed by this ligand. Why this is so? This is not explained clearly by Pauling. So NiCl4 2 minus is high spin while NiCl4 2 minus is low spin. Why this is so? This is not explained clearly by Pauling. VBT does not give any reason for formation of inner and outer orbital complexes. We have discussed in detail when there is D2sp3 hybridization. At that time metal forms inner orbital complexes and when there is sp3d2 hybridization, that metal form outer orbital complexes. Why this is so? This is not explained properly by